Hello,
Hello.
welcome back to Jazzgrass Gaming, where
Yeah, I was wondering why the car is just standing like in that particular position. I don't
Oh
remember.
wait, I think it's my fault.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. Let's be clear
Firewall
here.
doesn't look damaged. Should be
No-
fine.
I've been playing a lot of this, so probably anything that's gonna happen is my fault anyway. I'll apologize
Oh,
in
yeah,
advance. Like none
I've
of
been
this is
putting the
Brian's
old
fault.
classic. Put the keyboard in Dennis's lap and just let
Just
him do
laugh
all the
and
work.
point and
It's
see
just-
how
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like. I can't even open the
Oh
door.
my god! It's been a while since I've actually been the one playing my summer car. Even though I myself like to think I'm quite good at it. Now that I've actually,
Got a car to run.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've pumped a lot of time into it.
Yeah, dude.
And I've just been enjoying it.
Yeah, early this year we had a real the whole friend group was just playing my summer car.
Yeah. Like, that was a
preparation-
lot of fun. Just watching like 4 streams at once, just of everybody
Yeah, did that.
mucking about in the game. It was great. It was a good time.
Okay, cool. I just had to check that. All right.
You know what? That reminds me. And I'm 100% sure we've discussed this on Jazzgrass before. I wish there were more like slice of life games. You know. Why isn't that a genre? You know, slice of life games where it's like, for example, in this game, right, where you just go around, you do your groceries,
Yeah.
you know,
You live a life.
you take a shower, you go you try and flirt with a woman, yeah, stuff like that,
Yeah.
like just like because okay. And I know that sounds retarded. It's like, oh well, this is real life, bro. Why don't you just go live life? All right, but
not
what
the
I'm
same.
saying is, video games aren't escapism, right?
Yeah, and it goes
So
fast.
how chill would it be if you could hop, you know, out of this world and just hop into your little safe on like anywhere on Earth, right? Let's
Yep.
say you're a weeb like me, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, like in this video game, I got my own little virtual apartment, and I could go do my jobs, and it's like an RPG. You can level up stuff or like get cars or stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like
That would be dope.
just games that have a very vague goal. Like my summer car has an almost fits this criteria.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to build the car. You can literally just live a finished life.
Yeah, you can just literally play this game, maybe
and that's
get
kind
to
of-
it.
And that's kind of why I feel this game appeals to a lot of people as well. It's just because you can take it at your own pace.
Yeah.
And you can like, it doesn't like railroad you onto a task.
No, you can do
Right.
whatever.
Like you could open up the save and say, my only goal is to obtain the Roscoe and drive it home,
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck, right? But yeah, I was just thinking like we should have more games like that.
You'd think.
I wish I had a game
Well,
where
there's
I
a
could
lot of-
literally just hang out in like Utrecht virtually and just ride around my bicycle without
Yeah.
and then you know not have homeless people stop me every 5 meters asking for either a cigarette or some money.
Where's the boat, Brian? Where did I leave
Last
the
time
boat?
I was in Utah, it's at the town.
Oh yeah.
We had the whole thing going with that.
Yeah.
So you gotta ride the bike to town. It's not a bike episode, but
All right.
As I was saying, the other day I was in Utrecht and I got some rotten weed. Oh, so that sucks ass. When
yeah.
So I bought a bag of Silver Haze, 5 grams, and I got a nice big tops and some smaller tops. And I get home and I start smoking it, and the first couple of joints are alright. Then I get to the big top and I'm like, wait, what? Oh, fucking hell. You know, it looks a little janky, but whatever. I'll just pluck around the black and brown bits.
Yeah.
And it smokes like cancer,
Ass.
like I'm actually smoking tumors.
Ugh.
Right? Like, so I'm like, fucking hell. And I take a good look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's moist, it's black and brown, it's not good. This is rotten weed. So my weed's rotten. Didn't smoke like shit, just gave me like the coughs and a throat ache.
Oh yeah. You don't really get high off it. I feel like.
Well, no. Like the
damn.
origin, like the first like little boost, you know, the rush you get, the first rush you get, that's all you feel. Yeah, you're right. And the thing that annoys me is just that's 12 euros a gram.
Yeah.
I paid 12 euros a gram. And the weed I got is rotten. Now Damien's like, dude, just go back to the store
Nah,
and
but
complain.
it doesn't
And I'm
work
like,
like
all
that.
right, now look, Andersson is not a regular, is a coffee shop with the dudes behind the counter that I wouldn't pick a fight with. Right now, I'm already socially anxious. Right, I have never, ever, ever gone back to the coffee shop to complain
No,
about my
me
weed.
neither.
I just write it off as a loss. All right. I know that's like, but I can assure you that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you walk into a coffee shop, there's like a 2-meter tall buff guy sitting in the corner with a security shirt, and the guys behind the counter look like they've been in the criminal circuit since they were born.
Yep.
And they're all in their like late 40s. It's like, yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna,
do gotta say it's
like,
old personnel there.
but that's the thing. When you see, like, when you walk in, you immediately and trust me, these guys do not have a customer-friendly vibe. I can give you that much because they're constantly dealing with idiots and tourists and homeless people and whatnot, right? So it makes sense. But it's not like a coffee shop. If it's like, for example, the one at the industry area with all the hipsters
where
behind
all
the counter.
the young people go.
Look, I'll walk in there and I'll be like, hey man, I got a baggie and it wasn't very good. Take a look. It's got all the black spots and brown spots in it. It basically gives me a throat ache when I smoke it. It's can I get a new baggie?
Yeah.
Right. I would probably be willing to do that. But not with this coffee shop.
No.
And I'm not trying to throw fingers like, oh yeah, they're criminals or whatever. No. I'm just saying, I'm so socially anxious. The fact that they're significantly older than me, the fact that they're significantly larger than me, and the fact that they generally never smile scares me. Right?
Yep.
Alright, that's it. It's like, if anything, the whole blame lies on me for being a pussy. But but if it was the other coffee shop with the hipsters behind the counter, I would have walked in there with my belt unbuckled.
Yep. No, I would not go to.
Be like, hey man, give me a new baggie or I'm hanging myself in your store.
Oh wait, it's a Sunday.
But yeah, Dennis was nice enough. Well, yeah, but you could just go to pick up the boat just to have it done. It's a chore. We have nothing else to do.
I know. The thing I'm saying. No.
Let me.
The
rally.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. The rally. Yeah.
Damn, did you see that? You see that fucking wall, right?
That was pretty cool.
Tell me that's slick.
But what was I? Oh yeah. But Dennis was nice enough to drop by the coffee shop where he lives to get me a baggie, baggie.
And I've never been disappointed in that store.
How much did you give me? 3 grams?
3 grams.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Looked like it.
I was like, alright.
Wire you the money in a bit.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now I wonder which direction the cars are coming from today.
Oh, it's a Sunday. They come from your back, so you're basically fucked.
Yeah.
There's you don't stand a fucking chance, bro. Because Saturday they go towards Grandma House.
Yeah.
And Sunday they go towards Perryarden.
That's problematic. Okay, what I still could do, alright, I'll take the next exit and I'll go on the highway.
That is the safer option.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think that's what I'm doing.
the safer option, and I was hoping that you were gonna do that. I was kind of hoping you're not gonna do that, and I could yell at you. But,
oh yeah, no, I was also kind of like, would it be funny if I got hit? And then I was like, yeah, but that's a lot of effort. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
But yeah, so now I'm currently smoking a nice Amnesia, which is what I usually smoke anyway. I usually get either Amnesia or when I'm at Anderson, the store that that sold me the rot weed. I usually get like AMG, which is the more
good.
bougie weed. It's really good. It's really nice. You don't have to put in a lot to get the same high you get with Amnesia.
Exactly.
Man, you know what annoys me? Sometimes I'll meet someone who is also also enjoys the occasional joint.
Marijuana connoisseur.
But yeah, that's what I dislike when they're connoisseurs about it.
I don't like that either.
Like, okay, all right, we got a channel called Jazzgrass Gaming, so we're definitely like the stereotype stoners. Sure, whatever. All right, whatever. I'll take blame for that, right? I'll take fault. But at least I'm not going around saying like, oh, I don't smoke this because it's not good enough.
Yeah, exactly. Or it got this taste profile. Or
they're like, if I'm talking about weed with someone and they ask me like, what do you smoke normally? That's when I know like, oh, this conversation's going south. Because I'll tell them, because I always answer with, oh, usually I smoke Amnesia. I like a good haze.
Yeah.
And they're always like, oh yeah, no, amnesia is not strong enough for me and stuff.
It's like, all right,
Shit
you got
like
a
that.
problem, dude.
It's like, really, you can like, I cannot even like if you give me a silver haze and you tell me like, oh, this is amnesia, there's like a 50% chance that I'll believe you,
Yeah.
like full-heartedly, right? But it's just. It doesn't make sense if you it's just annoying, right? It's like, oh yeah, because it's also, it feels condescending to me.
Yeah.
Just kind of say, oh, you smoked the weak weed. It's like, excuse me.
It's like somebody walks up to you in the bar and it's like, oh, you're drinking beer? Get a whiskey.
The craziest part is and Dennis can attest to this, is when people try to like do some showmanship and outsmoke us. Now I remember, like Dennis and I, we're hanging out at the barbecue hosted by an old friend of ours, right?
Oh, I remember this. This is fucking hilarious. I think.
We're hanging out. We're having. Dennis and I were just smoking some joints. People join us and they're like, yeah, like, oh yeah, we're stones, blah blah. And then one of them was trying to like smoke Dennis and I under the table. Now you gotta understand, Dennis and I have been smoking weed
A lot.
throughout the whole afternoon already.
Yeah.
It's now around 11 p.m. right? So we've been high the whole ass day.
What we did back in those days.
And we've been drinking heavily, and we've been eating a lot, and we're just having a good time. And we're smoking, but Dennis and I don't know, I guess we're just built different.
Yeah.
Because at one point, they're trying to smoke, and we're like 3 spliffs deep, and it's been like 1.5 hours at most, right? And it's like, and Dennis and I, we look at one another, and Dennis goes, bro, I just realized we still have some blunt papers.
Oh, yeah.
So Dennis and I start rolling a real fat blunt, right? I passed him, like, he had some lemon haze, I think.
Yep.
And I just had some amnesia, so we threw that together, and I was like, hey, dude, you want to throw in some as well? You're gonna smoke from this? And he's like, no, fuck this, I'm good. And it's like, well, where did all that big talk come from? I know I sound like I'm bragging right now, but it pisses me off when someone is like, oh, talk, if you're gonna talk, back it up, alright? Jesus Christ.
Have I ever told you about that time I was at a party and some dude wasn't able to stand up anymore because he was too high?
Oh my god,
And I had to like,
great.
so I don't know, I was like 19 or something, and I was having a party at a friend's place, and he had some other friends over, and I was just smoking, drinking a bit, but mostly smoking. So like, some dudes joined, and they were like, hey man, do you mind if we, smoke some with you? And I was like, yes, sure. You smoke? He was like, yeah, we do. I was like, okay. And then we were done, and I left, and all of a sudden it's like, hey man, this dude, he can't stand up anymore. He's bad tripping. And I was like, well, lol. All right, get some water and sugar for the man.
Yeah, get him some sugar.
I walk up to him, and I was like, hey man, how are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm doing good. I just really have to pee, but I'm too afraid to stand up.
It's like, oh my god.
And I was like, all right, dude, trust me. I've been smoking way more than you. I'm standing up. I'm sure you can do it as well. Like, he was just physically afraid to stand up. Not because he passed out or something, but he was just, I don't know, man. I kind of forgot.
Oh my god.
So I was like, all right, come
Dude.
on. All right, let's count to 3. And we just both stand up. Count to 3, he stands up, and he was like, oh yeah, that's good. And I gave him the glass of water. And it was like, all right, I'm gonna piss.
I'm really happy. Like, sometimes I hear stories about people's bad trips with weed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what the fuck happened? Because the worst bad trip, well, I've only had like 1 or 2 bad trips. And the first bad trip, I was at school, and I hadn't had breakfast.
Oh,
yet, and it was
yeah.
almost lunchtime. Like, so I'm
Yeah.
hungry as shit. And I go outside, and I was still hanging out with Stephen, and he oh man, I really gotta message him sometime. I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
I really gotta message him
I'm sure
sometime.
he's doing the exact same
touch.
thing.
We lost touch, and we even told each other, like, hey man, if we
ghost
lose
me.
touch after we graduate, then I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I haven't spoken to him since we graduated. No, that's not true. I played PUBG with him once, a couple months after
nice,
graduating.
nice.
That was the last time. But I was hanging. So me and Steven would go out, and he started rolling a spliff, And I hadn't really smoked a lot of tobacco at the time, right? I was still getting used to smoking spliffs. And he was like, oh, by the way, like, I asked for my regular stuff, but they gave me, like, some heavier rolling tobacco.
Ooh.
And I was like, whatever, I'll manage. He's like, yeah, I'll try to go light with it. And he didn't. So I started smoking, and like the tobacco, that really hits different.
Yep.
It's a way different high.
Especially when it's like heavy.
People on Reddit are usually like Americans or people from more privileged lifestyles, and that ends up with them being quite sheltered about spliffs and tobacco in general, right? So if you try to talk about spliffs with people on Reddit, don't be surprised if they go like, no, it's not a different high, you're talking out of your ass. It's because they've never smoked a spliff, or maybe they've done it once, but like way back, and they
didn't like it.
It's a completely different high, and you cannot really convince me otherwise, because I've been smoking pure joints and spliffs for years.
Yeah.
Now, I'm rolling the spliff. I'm smoking the spliff, right? And we're sharing it amongst the two of us, and it's rolled down to the tip. So, we're just smoking, and I just smoke. And I'm like, all right. And I already noticed, like, I was feeling a little off.
A little floaty.
Yeah. For some reason, when I had that bad trip, I felt like my hands were lighter than they should be.
Ooh.
So I was like, that's weird. But I was like, all right, I still have to really quickly deliver my final assignment for this class. So I go in and I do that, and it was the final assignment of the year, and then for this particular class, and then I was was done with the whole ass thing for that year, and then summer vacation, etc. So I walk to the class and I do something I probably should not. I sit down.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, if you sit down when you are, not sure if you're having a good time with weed, then what will often happen is your body will take that as you are in a safe position to pass out.
Yep.
So I start having to struggle to stay conscious. My teacher rolls around and like, hey, here's my task. It works, right? Confirm that it works. And I look at it and I say, please confirm that it works, all right? This is a passing grade, right? He's like, yes, it is. And he looks at me. And he just sort of blinks and he goes, yes, it is. And I'm like, thank you. I'll be going to my next class now. Bye. So I go up to my next class, right? It's my fucking network management teacher.
Oh.
He is talking about some fucking ancient technology that will never be relevant to us ever again. And he, he's got the whole class like like away from the tables, but like in front of the board.
Oh,
the
yeah.
projector. Like in a semicircle, and I joined them and I sit down and I'm like, and Steven looks back at me and he immediately goes, hold on, let me get you my chocolate milk.
Oh yeah.
He gives me his chocolate milk and I'm like, hey teach, there wasn't a bin in that classroom. I was like, hey teach, I'm just gonna throw this out. So I walk out and I drink the rest of the thing and I just sort of catch my breath. And some other buddies of mine, they walk past, they're from another class, right? And they're like, hey man, what's up? What the shit? Are you feeling alright? I'm like, yeah, just think the weed I smoked dropped a bit weird. And they're like, oh shit, man, you gonna be good? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna head home and just take a nap. So I threw the bottle away, opened the classroom door, gave Steven the old thumbs up, and then just left. But then I was in the tram, right? And I'm on my way to the train station, and for some reason, when I'm in transit, I seem to just be focused on getting home, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even notice that I'm high.
Wait.
Right? I don't know if anybody else does this, but when you smoke some weed, this is why I never really understand why people are like, oh yeah, I smoke weed and I do this thing. When I smoke weed and I do something, I don't notice that I'm high. Right? If I'm like intensely gaming, like I'm focused, I'm try-harding on like Minecraft or whatever the fuck, I just don't notice that I'm high that much at all. So, and it's the same when I'm out in public doing groceries, doing work or whatever. I don't notice that I'm high. So
no, me neither.
I'm in the tram. I'm like, oh, I'm not really that. I'm not feeling right. I get on the train, And I'm like, oh man, oh,
Wait.
oh, it's empty. Well,
Darn buddy.
anyway, let me finish the story and round off the episode.
Please, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
so I get in the train, and I sit down, and I'm like, man, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm nice and high. I still got some weed. Yeah. So I got home. I turned on a Ghibli movie,
Oh, nice.
and I think it was Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, that was a good one.
And,
I really like that
Yeah,
one.
it was
Visually pleasing.
very, very. And I put that on, and I roll, and I roll a pure joint, and I just start smoking. And that's my afternoon.
I love the.
That's my bad trip.
Oh, I had a bad trip, so I smoked some more. So
Wait, hold
have
on.
food in you.
Oh no, I thought I heard my cat. She might want to enter the room, so I was...
Could be.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, I'm
we
gonna
hope you
take a
enjoyed
piss.
the episode. We might just reload and go
fuck.
back to town in
That's
between
bullshit.
the episodes. We'll see how it goes.
Yo,
We're not
fuck
gonna
it.
redo 2 episodes in like such a short span of time.
We'll just pass on with this.
30 episodes without a single engine part assembled. See you next time on Jazzgrass Gaming.